We love to have veterans. And in fact, our instructor is a veteran of the Army.
Great, great. And when you take a look at that, you said between 18 and 26. That's a fixed age limit on the high side?
Yes, absolutely. And the reason we focus on that, particularly in Nashville, but generally speaking, we find that it's tough for young folks to start a career. And the data show that for the ages of 18 to 26, there are people who are missing out on the economy because traditional education probably doesn't work for them. We knew that from working at Daymar. That was part of what we did as well. So that's why I'm also attracted to this. And so we make a boot camp style program for young folks to get into a career quickly and intensely.
Criteria for enrollment, do they have to have any background in technology?
No background in tech, but you need to have a high school diploma or equivalent.
Wow. At this stage, and you've been in the Middle Tennessee area 3 years, did you say? Or more recently?
Tech Impact, we're new to Nashville.
Oh, brand new.
Yeah, we started our class in June.
Oh, you are very new. And your class will be, first class will be concluding shortly? Or?
Yes, in about 6 weeks.
Graduation ceremony?
Yep.
Wow. When you mentioned internship, I would assume you're looking for organizations, for-profit, non-profit, that would sponsor or take people in?
Absolutely, Bill. So what one of our students will be qualified to do is basic tech support, like a help desk or a tier 1 service technician. So they can fix hardware, they can work on operating systems, they can work on laptops, desktops, mobile devices, do some networking, do some back-end administration, things like that.
Since it's so early, well, first of all, are they daytime classes?
Yes.
Okay, Monday through Thursday.
Yeah, classes are Monday through Thursday, 9 to 3. And on Fridays, we have Friday sessions that are professional development days. Those are also 9 to 3. And that's where we have experts from the field come in and talk about things like professionalism, communication, conflict resolution, things like that.
Even in your brand new days in Middle Tennessee, give us an overview of the type of man and woman that have been admitted for the first class. Just an overview of...
Sure. We have every age from 18 to 26. We have men, women of all ethnicities. We have folks who were born in West Africa and are here. We have a gentleman who's here from Haiti. We have a lot of folks here from, of course, Nashville. We have a young lady who drives all the way from Shelbyville.
Wow.
Yes.
Every day.
Every day. Every day. She's a very talented and smart young woman she's working on her college degree in computer science. And this program is going to help her get that hands-on experience she's not going to get with an online school and help her understand how the systems work so she can build a career.
One of the areas I always love to ask techies, I'm going to call you techies in the educational field, is probably computer science is more fast-moving and fast changing than most other professions, even if you look at dental or medical or the law or what have you. How does somebody keep up? Do you anticipate or project in the future that they can go back for refreshers, updates?
Yes, absolutely. In fact, we have ongoing education. So after a student has been employed in the field for a year, they're eligible for our IT Works 2.0 and 3.0 classes, which will teach them CompTIA Security Plus and CompTIA Network Plus.
And your instructors keep up with the almost daily challenges and changes and opportunities.
Yes. In fact, the curriculum for CompTIA A Plus is changing tomorrow.
Wow.
Actually, it is. And it's an industry recognized credential that our students can obtain and take with them. So if they want to look for a certain employer, a lot of employers in the tech space these days, they're asking for someone with the Cisco IT Essentials and that's CompTIA A+.
What was I hearing yesterday, and when you had made reference to the corporation, and you're a nonprofit, I have to acknowledge. Am I right?
Yes, correct. You're a nonprofit.
So this is not necessarily a business that's put a shingle on the door and said, here we are, you're a nonprofit, 501c3,
Yes.
I'm assuming. Okay. So what did I just hear yesterday? That the administration is proposing a new program on health records. Have you followed that? It was a vast change to modernize the interchange of information in the health industry with the billions and billions of records and so forth to make it much easier, transparent, accessible, etc. And it's a rather revolutionary update. I think the Secretary of HUD, or not HUD, Health, Education, Welfare, Secretary Kennedy, I think was actually making this proposal. It was big story on the news that will have a revolutionary effect on improving the efficiency of the medical industry nationwide.
I haven't heard that specific story, but I know that electronic health records and making them more accessible and interchangeable has been on the table for years. And if you've ever worked with a database, you will know that for years and years, people have always been trying to make improvements where databases can talk to each other. And it's a very, very difficult problem to solve. So I'm not surprised that Secretary Kennedy would like to continue to invest and improve that process.
I'm going to be saying this throughout the balance of the show. Please share the best information access that people can have to at least talk to you and see why your company is, or your nonprofit is so exceptional, and not necessarily because of Middle Tennessee, but you have a long time record of success. And I have to probably add to it a long time success of placement. That is so key in the placement record. You have your certification or your graduation, and are you going to be able to get a job, and you're going to be able to get a good job.
Right. So we can always be reached at techimpact.org. And
Say that again?
techimpact.org.
That's so easy to remember. I can even remember that. techimpact.org.
Absolutely.
I'll say it one more time. techimpact.org. I might be saying that driving out of Murfreesboro this afternoon.
Well, thanks for the promotion, Bill. I really appreciate it.
Techimpact.org.
Techimpact.org.
All right.
And that's the whole story of what we do. And also, our data show that of the people who enroll in the program across the country, 90% will graduate. And of those who graduate, 70% will find work in the field within 6 months. And 70% will earn their CompTIA A+ certification. And our Las Vegas team have 2 cohorts in a row with 100% achievement of CompTIA A+.
I am curious how tech education is taught in Las Vegas. Is it tied in with the slot machines? Is it tied in with the dealing?
I don't think so. But
No, I know.
Yeah, Las Vegas is a very productive and fast-paced city, just like Nashville. So they're similar in terms of needs, in terms of tech needs. So we're learning a lot from that cohort out there.
Wow. And when you say, because you're relatively new for our area, if you were to identify, it's not a guarantee, but you were to identify different areas within Middle Tennessee that the services that you're providing, the quality of education that your mission is to pursue, is it in healthcare? Is it in financial? Is it in corporate? And all of the above, I'm sure, but you
Sure.
see a particular emphasis of where you're going with this.
So Nashville in particular, but also Middle Tennessee, has a very strong healthcare industry. And healthcare is more of a tech company these days than they've ever been before. So there are many opportunities in healthcare. And we've talked to some folks with the local healthcare organizations. Typically they have their own programs, so we need to get a little more results for them to connect them in, and that's fine. Also, education. Another big industry here in Middle Tennessee is education, so there are opportunities in the education field to be tech support, things like that. And then other industry, again, every company is mostly a tech company these days.
Oh, sure.
Yes, and we all need help desk and tier 1 service. You can't outsource fixing the printer to India. You might be able to call them to offshore, but when you need somebody to show up and work on your computer, you need somebody here physically to do that. And also, some companies are finding that it's better for them if they bring their tech support in-house so that they can manage that for better customer satisfaction.
Absolutely. You mentioned local, personal hand-holding is the best way I can say it, service.
Absolutely.
That you see your men and women pursuing.
Yes.
Does that mean house calls?
Not right now. We do have some entrepreneurial-minded students, and that might be a thing they take up. And one thing they could offer is in-home service, certainly.
And I say that, and I don't normally share my negatives that I experienced, but if you've ever been, quote, hit by a computer bug, that's a horrible experience, which I'm going through right now. But we will make it, and I am having the gentleman home visit this afternoon to clean me up. We'll be right back. We're meeting with Sheila Morris and Greg Gabbis from Tech Impact, a new resource for men and women in Middle Tennessee and Rutherford County to make that next step of career.
For 75 years, Murfreesboro Medical Clinic has been a cornerstone of health and compassion in our community. From our humble beginnings to the advanced, comprehensive care we offer today, our commitment to you has never wavered. With 8 locations across Murfreesboro and Middle Tennessee and over 100 physicians, we continue to provide the highest standard of care. Then, now, and always, your health is our mission.
Complicated. That's why at Rayburn Insurance, Agent Rick Hull cuts through the jargon and helps you understand your options clearly. He's committed to finding the right coverage that fits your unique needs and budget. Their team has been a trusted partner in the community since 1973. Ready to make insurance easy? Get with Rick Hall at Rayburn Insurance Agency. He's ready to help you get the protection you deserve.
Is your business getting slowed down by constant IT issues? At Syscorp Computer Services, we take the stress out of technology. Our managed IT services include on-site and remote support, managed services, cybersecurity, cloud backups, and more, all tailored to fit your business. Let us handle the tech so you can focus on what matters most. Call Syscorp today for your free consultation at 615-809-3687 or visit our website at sys-corp.net. sys-corp.net.
We're visiting with Jennifer Sanchez, manager of Steered Straight 2 Furniture and Thrift at 1007 Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Boulevard.
You're not just walking into just a big warehouse. You're walking into rooms. We've got a media room, we've got a boutique room, we've got a vintage room, a furniture area, kitchen, all that.
Steered Straight 2 Furniture and Thrift.
Every day you go in there, I promise you it's changing.
Steered Straight 2 Furniture and Thrift, 1007 Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Boulevard. Online at steeredstraightthriftstore.org.
Good Neighbor Events is brought to you by the law offices of John Day, AmeriCare Pest Control, and Old National Bank.
This is a paid legal ad.
You've probably heard it a million times. If you're injured, call a lawyer. And you probably haven't because you don't know how much it will cost, how long it will take, or even if you have a case. At the law offices of John Day, we provide a free initial consultation because we understand that folks don't want to pay a lawyer only to find out they don't have a case. If you think we can help, we do so on a contingency basis, which means we only get paid if you do. Seriously injured? Call me, John Day.
Let's check those WGNS Good Neighbor events. If you live in the city limits of Murfreesboro, you need to attend a town hall meeting Monday night, August 4th, 6 o'clock that evening, at First Presbyterian Church. Murfreesboro Mayor Shane McFarland will conduct the town hall meeting. It's your opportunity to share your ideas. You need to be there. That's the Murfreesboro Town Hall meeting, 6 o'clock Monday night, August 4th, and that's at Murfreesboro's First Presbyterian Church. There's a grief support group every Wednesday morning at 10 at the St. Clair Senior Center. It's free and open to the public. Again, the grief support group, 10 o'clock Wednesday mornings at the St. Clair Senior Center. Also remember, there's a 13-week grief share class. It starts August 4th at Greenhouse Ministries. Don't throw away Old Glory. Bring your tattered American flag to WGNS and let the girls from BSA Troop 2019 at Trinity United Methodist Church retire it with dignity. Plus, we also recycle Bibles. Those are WGNS Good Neighbor events.
Rutherford weather.
A heat advisory is in effect for the forecast area. A few spotty showers and thunderstorms at times here this afternoon. Partial sunshine develops. We'll see high into the mid-90s. I'm meteorologist Jennifer Wojcicki on News Radio WGNS. Currently, it's 84.
Broadcasting from the Middle Tennessee Electric Studios, MTE Sharing Change has now donated more than $11 million to local nonprofits assisting worthy causes in our community. MTE, serving to make life better since 1936.
This is the Roundtable from News Radio WGNS on FM 101.9 and AM 1450 Murfreesboro, FM 100.5 Smyrna. Listen and watch at wgnsradio.com.
This is Bill Krause back on the second round of WGNS Radio Roundtable, Thursday morning edition. And we are really enjoying and finding highly informative a visit this morning with Sheila Morris, who is the workforce training
Program director. Workforce program director.
Got to get you. I'm just going to call you all workforce people. And Greg Gavis, also workforce manager from Tech Impact, a long-time nonprofit that's been in the world of equipping and acquainting people with the opportunities and skills to get in the ever-changing, ever-growing tech industry. But their recent arrival to Middle Tennessee and are making a special invitation to both the folks in Rutherford County as well as organizations who may like to partner with them for internships. Best way for a young man or young woman to learn is to hands-on, not only in a classroom, but hands-on at the workplace. And what happens on internships, if the person participating is very good at what they do, more often than not, the prospective employer, will not let them go. And they get to know them, they get to see them, they get to observe them, and they get to incorporate them within their organization. Off the top of your head, what are current salary and wages in that industry? And I realize it's a wide area, but the general area, is it $5 an hour?
Well, that would be illegal, Bill.
Yeah, I know. That's a sick bird, you know.
Yes.
An illegal.
Okay. An illegal. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Right. So typically, an entry-level position in a help desk or tier 1 service is something like $20 an hour, maybe $22 to $24 an hour. However, salaries of advanced tech careers are over $100,000. And we do have students who have graduated from different cities who are definitely making over $100,000 a few years later. So it takes dedication to your work. It takes continuing education and being a problem solver. Yes, so there's a lot of money that could be had if you build your career correctly. And what we learn from the folks who come and teach our students, we have lunch and learns where tech folks from the tech industry can talk about their careers. What we've learned from just about every single one of them is you start one place and you never know where you will end up, because technology changes, economies change, what you get interested changes, and the pathway forward is not straight, that's for sure.
I remember years ago, I love to share this story, true story, and it was very legitimate. It's got to be 20 years ago, easily. And I had a student in class, and they were very much into the tech industry, and they worked part-time at a help desk in the middle of the night. They were a graveyard help desk. And he tells the story, true story, that he was at 4 in the morning and he gets a call from a gentleman from the Northwest, from Seattle, Washington, and he needs some guidance to guide him through a particular problem he has. And he finished, and they developed a nice little conversation. And the student said, "And your name is?" And he said, "My name's Bill Gates." And when Microsoft was just beginning, I said, "You know, you really blew it. You should have said, when can you and I have lunch? I'll fly up to Seattle whenever is convenient in the next 24, 48, 72 hours to meet with you." I said, your life would have been more than a 6-figure life at that stage with Bill Gates at Microsoft. So when you first interview people who are coming into the program, do you determine a certain commonality in their background? I don't mean their education background, were they always interested in related technology, even if they were 5 years old and so forth? Do you see patterns develop in early childhood, elementary school, middle school, high school, of course, that is a predictability factor for them to be successful in this ever-growing industry?
Certainly. Many of our students tell the story of being the one loving a computer at the age of 8. Many of our students have always been interested. Some students, as they get older, they realize they might want a different career path. They might be a server in a restaurant, and they might be looking for something that's gets them off their feet, maybe. They also are just typically, our students are just fascinated by tech, and they have tech hobbies, and they video games, they build computers, different things like that. But most of them have a long-term interest in tech.
That's an area that I've just recently discovered. I do a lot of the college success programs, both in Mount Laurel and Columbia. This is the first class for incoming students to become acquainted with the college life, college success, college strategies and techniques, how to survive and be successful. And I'm amazed, I shouldn't be amazed because it's a different generation, but I'm amazed how many of them are spending a great amount of time on gamemanship, playing games. And some of them want to be designers of games, etc. It's a whole new field for me. I mean, the thought of spending a great amount of time, of course, that's become with the toys we now have in the field. Even a 2- and 3-year-old can be seen with the little fingers hitting a text, for example. I'm waiting for a 3-year-old to text somebody, and probably will be very good.
Oh, it's coming. It's on the way.
Oh,
sure.
No question, no question. So you see a commonality of they've had a direct or indirect love or goal of working in the tech field.
Absolutely.
A lot of the students that we serve, all of the students that we serve are Gen Z, and they have a different mentality. They have a different drive. They have a different outlook, viewpoint, and we acknowledge them, and we recognize that the students in our program, they're not afraid to change career paths. We had some students said that the career that I chose before I came into the program was chosen for me. It's not what I wanted to do. But now I want to do tech. I want to be all in, because one day my goal is to be a cybersecurity analyst, to work in software engineering. So we applaud this generation because they are unafraid.
Yes. Almost to the point that, do we have a greater reliance now on technology than on the human spirit or the human knowledge?
I would say no.
Good.
Yes, no. All technology is a lever.
Yeah, it's a tool.
It's a tool. And if there are no people behind the tool or no people benefiting from the tool, it's not a good tool and it's not useful. And that's very exciting because, like Sheila says, Gen Z is smart and capable, and they'll be running the world before we know it. And I am very happy to be a part of meeting young folks who are talented and driven to create good things. And I tell them I'm here because I want to influence the future where it's a positive influence. So, because they'll be taking care of me, and I want a positive environment as I get older.
Now, we've gone 35 minutes on this visit, and I'm amazed that 2 letters haven't popped up yet. AI.
We just didn't know.
Talk about AI.
AI is here.
Artificial intelligence.
Artificial intelligence is here. It's in everything we do in our daily activities. It's what a lot of our students are interested in. So when we have our interviews and we talk to them individually, one thing that at least 80% say is, I eventually want to end up working in AI, whether it is in my own consulting firm or whether it is AI for a corporation. AI is here and it's unavoidable. So one thing that we're incorporating with our cohort this year is we're working with them to pilot an AI certification.
Great.
As well as the 2 certifications that they can earn during the course of the program. So AI, we're embracing it, we're learning how to work with it. We're learning different things that we can use with it, how it can best benefit us, and how we can teach it to others so they can become comfortable with it.
And you're on the brand new cusp of a field that's as unbelievably wide open as the day the first computer came out. And you begin to think that, is there any very opinionated comment I'm going to make? Is there anything more important in the study of technology than to be on top of AI as the future of world of communications?
I don't know the answer to that. Like, if you need to know how AI works, there's still plenty of things untouched by AI around the hardware of networking, but AI will be coming to that. The first step in using AI is in problem solving.
Yes.
So that does not change no matter what technology you use. You need to be a good problem solver. So, for example, AI could be used to help diagnose a problem with a network or an audio-visual thing. So you use AI to find the diagnosis. But as the human tech, you're the one that is then responsible for making the fix. So you do need to know both, but the problem-solving skills that only humans have is going to be the most valuable tool in tech.
Well, what's interesting, and I find AI interesting because I know much less about it than I know about it. Watching, for example, corporate desires to become the monopoly of the whole AI industry, and watching that particular area. So it's so new. I think it'd be somewhat even difficult to teach AI except just an understanding of the basics and an understanding of its potential and an understanding of how to reach that potential within the grasp of education.
Absolutely. So there are two ways to think about AI. One is how do you use it, and then how does it work? So we're not going to get into how does it work. That's more computer science and programming and development, and we're more hands-on hardware operating systems. There is a future career for folks in managing the prompts that you submit to AI. The better you are at asking AI a question, the better results you're going to get. So, for example, one thing I use AI for would be to write a bio. So I'll write down a few sentences, and then I'll prompt ChatGPT. I would say, rewrite this as a professional bio to put on LinkedIn, for example. I'll put it in and I'll rewrite it. However, you can change that prompt for an objective statement for my resume, or turn this bullet point list into 3 paragraphs explaining it.
Or tragically, write this term paper.
Yes.
That's been a factor in the educational field in the last couple of years of, how I deal with this, and I haven't had to deal with it yet, but there's no question that I will. First day of any class, I have students handwrite a 2-page paper. What do they expect from the class? And I look at their structure, I look at their creativity, I look at how they do it and so forth, and then I keep it. And then if I get a paper back and I'll say, wow, your writing style has certainly changed. The organization, the verbiage, the emphasis, we sure picked up a lot the last 3 weeks. How?
Oh, wow.
And they'll look at me and say, well, I did use AI as an assistant. AI will be a very significant resource, but like any other resource, it can be used positively or it can be used negatively. And like anything else, we have to make the difference between the positive and the negative. So I'm assuming that at least the understanding of AI becomes an important part of this program of yours.
It does. And as a tech company, we want to make sure that we are staying on top of these trends so we can train the students of what they need to know to be productive and to know how it can be used successfully.
Absolutely. And so what I would recommend to any student is write your paper first and then ask AI to edit it or help. But people need to learn to write, so when they read material, they can tell whether it was written by a human or written by AI, because AI still has a tendency to hallucinate. That's when it creates facts out of nowhere, or might have gotten some wrong information. So that's one of the dangers of AI, is people not learning how to understand, so that they'll just assume that AI is always correct. And ways around that is, if you're going to school and writing your papers, write your paper first and then use AI to help.
Talk a little bit more on what you did earlier the humanism of the tech employee. And it looks like your Friday schedule talks about maintaining the employee as a human being rather than as an output or as an add-on to the system. So what human skills are they learning? You mentioned earlier communications, both writing and verbal. But literally, talk a little bit more about within the period of time you have the student, you are not only having them learn the tool and how to best use, repair, enhance, expand the tool, but how they're expanding their ability as a human being to be successful in the, quote, impersonal world.
Yeah, so we cover things like professionalism, communication, emotional intelligence, conflict resolution, things like that. And the common theme I've discovered to be a successful tech person is be a problem solver and a pleasant human. Do that. Start there. And everything we teach in those Friday sessions goes towards helping young folks understand themselves so they can also understand how to fit into a professional environment.
And the ability to be able to communicate what you know to the non-techie. I mean, if somebody is talking to me and saying, what are you saying? It's another language. Can you put that in plain English? And the question is, the ability to translate the highly technical terms. And what's that phone number again?
It's techimpact.org. We don't use phone numbers anymore. Techimpact.org is the way to do that. You can find out more about us and click the link for career development.
Financial assistance?
Oh, good point, Bill. There's no cost to the student.
Oh, stop.
Free program.
Stop. Oh.
Yes.
Even if you went to a community college, you have a cost.
Exactly.
But you do not have a cost.
No cost to the student.
Bulletin, news headline. Ladies and gentlemen, the opportunity to learn just a new career, but a new part of your life to make it successful. And there's no indirect cost?
Nothing. They'll have to pay gas to get to class.
Well, especially the young lady from
Shelbyville.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, she's got a pretty good gas bill.
Yeah, I imagine. Yeah, so we are funded through philanthropy mostly and corporate donations. We do not have any federal money right now, which is good for us because
there may not be any left.
Who knows? Yeah, there's uncertainty around how federal money is being spent. So so we're also looking for folks here in Middle Tennessee to partner with us to not only take interns but help us keep this thing going.
We're also recognized by the Tennessee Higher Education Commission as a post-secondary institution.
Okay.
So there is no cost, as Greg said, but I just want to give you an idea of how much the program does cost. For each student, it's upwards of $14,000 per student.
And how many weeks was that?
16 weeks.
16 weeks, so close to $1,000 a week.
It's close to $1,000 a week. So what we're looking for when we recruit is students that have a passion for IT and for tech. All we need from them is their commitment and their dedication. Everything else we cover. They don't have to worry about it. We just need them to be able to participate in the program during that full 16 weeks. And then we will help them, if they need it, with job placement. But there's no reason for them to have any barriers in terms of college debt or program or training debt because it's fully funded.
Do you at all involve, especially, the 18 to 26, it would be very applicable in that entire group, a spouse in terms of family knowledge and awareness of what their spouse is going to go through? Do they become involved?
That's a part of the program. When we have those interviews to get them know them better, they have made arrangements to provide for childcare. So if there is someone that's interested in the program and they have a spouse, we ask that they are available between the hours of 9 to 3, Monday through Thursday. So all of these other things can be taken care of. But we have found in other locations, as well as our own program, that the spouses are very, very supportive of this program because they know that not only is it going to benefit that individual, but it's going to benefit that family long term. And that's what we want to see. We just don't want to see them go into entry-level careers, but eventually we want to see them have a career trajectory where they are advancing, they're making benefits and making big waves for their own family.
See, I see the day. See, I'm always thinking way in the future. I see the day that you've got a large facility, and most hopefully a large facility in Rutherford County, and you do have, and I know the limitations, and I know the legality, and I know the cost, but you do have a child care facility on site.
Oh, that would be great.
And I'm thinking when I taught years ago at TSU, and they had for the working mothers primarily, and fathers who were primary caregivers, they had a child care facility in the downtown campus. But the worst part about it was they assigned a class that I was teaching right next door to that class. And I got to tell you, the banging on the wall and the yelling and the screaming, I said, I can't teach political science in this environment,
Right.
and so forth. But you know, working with people, this is kind of a leading question. Suppose you have a brand new person who just heard about your facility, Tech Impact, on the show, and they sent you an email, they're interested in what have you, and you meet for an early interview, the first interview. What 3 questions might you ask them initially to see not only are you interested in tech? Yes. Is yes a good answer, or is there some answers that will give you an open window of their passion?
So our interview script, we'll call it a script. We have the same questions for everybody, so everybody gets the same experience, and we find out what we need. They're all open-ended questions. There are a few yes or no's, but they're all open-ended. Things like, who in your life supports you in this? So that's how we find out about their support system, because as you know, as an instructor and a professor, if a student doesn't have a support system, there will be challenges.
Exactly.
Right? We ask them more about their interest in IT. So not just are you interested, but tell us more about your interest. For example, if they're really interested in just software development and don't want to do like the hands-on hardware, we might not be a good match, because we start with hands-on hardware, things like that. And then we also ask, what are they looking for in a job or an internship or in a mentor, so we can get an understanding of who they are, what they're interested in, what they need.
Do you ask them if any family members involved in tech that has been a mentor, has been a symbol of interest?
That just typically comes up in the conversation.
Okay, it surely would. So as you look at this, and you mentioned job, I'll probably say it's not a job you're training, it's a career.
It's a career.
Or it's a life. It's a life. You know, what's interesting, we haven't got yet in our timeline of our society that we haven't seen somebody who's been 40 years in the industry, because the industry hasn't really been around 40, 50 years to the nature as it is now. So, you know, it's almost something way, way into the future that if you're talking to a 22, 23-year-old and you're saying this is not only a life direction or not only a career, but, you know, even when you decide to slow down in life 50, 60 years from now, there will always be room for part-time. There will always be room for people assisting, so long as you keep up. I would imagine that if you don't keep up on this thing, a year or two, you're out of the picture. All the training and experience you've had, you can't say I've had 30 years experience in this thing, because the 29 years may not be applicable, and it's only that last year. Do they become, over the period of time, enthused, motivated? Do they have a good feeling of the direction? Do you have an opportunity within the weeks, not just to say how they are doing and how they are responding, but do you find a buy-in of their commitment enhanced by this experience?
We have students in our cohort right now that they're all in.
Mm-hmm.
If it's new, if it's trending, they want to be the first to be a part of that.
Mm-hmm.
They want to get their footprint on that particular product so they can have a say in it and take that and communicate
Sure.
that to talk about, well, here's what my involvement was. Here's how your involvement, here's what it could look like. So we do have students that are in it for the long haul.
Mm-hmm.
I think the students that we see in our IT Works program across the board, they get jobs within 6 months to 1 year of graduation, but they also have that buy-in, and that's what we want them to have. Not just buy-in into the program, but buy-in into knowing, well, here's what your career could look like. And there's so many different options out there, Bill. It's so many different things that they could do and get involved in, and we like to see that eagerness that they have, and we like to keep tabs on them. So we don't just turn them loose from the program and say, oh, great, you've completed the program, go and conquer the world.
And call us when
you need us. But we keep tabs on them. We want to know how they're doing.
Sure.
So if it's 10 years from now, we're still going to invite that alumni back to talk to our current class, to be an example of what that class could look like or what that potential person could do. So we're investing long term. This is just not a short term fix. We are in it for the long haul, however long that takes.
I could see, as I was making reference earlier, I could see every year a weekend intensive for your graduates, just to update what they're doing, and they ultimately become a reference to other people coming through the program. They become mentors. They're in positions of organizations and corporations that have the say on who's going to become part of their IT team and so forth and so on. So I see you're brand new, you've planted a seed into Middle Tennessee. I think it's probably the greatest opportunity anywhere in the United States to have planted a seed in Middle Tennessee. Not necessarily just because of its growth and its optimism and its future, but it's what it's progressing. I'm even assuming that Nashville being the music city, that there's a role of tech into the music industry, the entertainment industry.
Absolutely. So studios, recording, those are all tech businesses. You don't record the tape anymore. Everything's digital. You have networking. So there are definite opportunities in the music side of things to build in tech.
Well, music, health, and education are the three basic foundations of the Middle Tennessee economy. Of course, certainly there's many others, but if you're in the music industry, you're in the hospitality industry.
I was going to mention hospitality.
You're in the education field, and you're in the health field. Those four providing phenomenal opportunities. The facility that was recently built downtown, is that Amazon?
That's Amazon.
Amazon. The linkage with Amazon, I think, would be phenomenal.
Yes, we're working on it.
Good. I mean, they're right there, and what are their projected numbers? 25,000?
Something like that. I can't remember.
And so forth in terms
and Oracle's coming to town, so we're in contact with them. We're just having conversations right now, so those aren't promises, but we're talking to the folks that we need to.
This is a weird question I'm going to ask, and I could get in trouble saying this as a community college instructor. How would somebody be? They just graduate from high school, and they want to go the traditional degree route, the AAA up to the bachelor's and into graduate, but they decide to initially start out in your 16-week program, and then they enroll in a community college as a IT or related communications student. Does it give them 3 steps ahead of the game by having that foundation along the way?
Certainly, maybe 10 steps.
Yeah, so it may be not an official prerequisite, but a desired prerequisite.
Yes. Go ahead, Sheila.
We have students like that in our program right now that just graduated in May, and they found themselves interested in the program, and they're doing very well. And in the fall, they're going to go to community college, but coming from a career and technical education background, I'm a proponent of community colleges. I'm a proponent of not having any debt. So the stigma is no longer attached to vocational education because tech is a part of that vocational or career and technical education. So if someone wants to take that non-traditional route and start a training program first to see if that's what they want to do, I highly suggest it.
Without getting the politic of it before we take our break, I personally see in the next 1 to 2 years a greater amount of federal funding and involvement in the creation of support for tech schools. I won't even call you a tech school, but support of non-traditional academic programs. I see a huge emphasis going that way.
There has been, I saw a study on the news not too long ago, maybe last week, that there has been a 20% increase in the number of students attending trade schools or those community colleges as opposed to a four-year institution.
See, I'm very much into verbiage. And a trade school represents the old term, of woodworking and carpet working and what have you. I believe it's professional skills learning.
Absolutely.
And when you look at the six figures at a plumber or electrician, someone coming out of a professional skills school, doing a lot better than some of the traditional academics.
I agree.
We'll be right back. We're having a delightful visit with two representatives from Tech Impact, recent arrivals to Nashville, yet reflective of a long record of success and history throughout the United States, Sheila Morris and Greg Gabbis, and we're kind of see, how it fits you when we come back. Stand by.
For 75 years, Murfreesboro Medical Clinic has been a cornerstone of health and compassion in our community. From our humble beginnings to the advanced, comprehensive care we offer today, our commitment to you has never wavered. With 8 locations across Murfreesboro and Middle Tennessee and over 100 physicians, we continue to provide the highest standard of care. Then, now, and always, your health is our mission.
Turn to Turner Security.
Hey, it's Brian, and we've relied on Turner Security for systems here at WGNS and Big GTV for many years. Their advanced security solutions with real-time monitoring and automation keep us safe. Plus, their expert IT service ensures our tech runs smoothly, from networks, computers to troubleshooting. Their team tailors solutions to our needs, and I highly recommend them for home or business solutions for you.
Turn to Turner Security.
This is Hannah Bleem here at the Rutherford County Farmers Market. This year, the Farmers Market is celebrating 50 years of being open, and we're here to talk to different vendors today.
Hey, this is Hunter Dorton with Mycoterra Pharmacy. We grow gourmet and medicinal mushrooms. We sell fresh mushrooms, dried mushrooms, powders, tinctures, mushroom-infused honey. We sell mushroom coffee, mushroom brew, different tinctures to take as a supplement. We also grow our own herbs, make loose leaf tea, topical salve, and CBD products. So come and check us out at the Rutherford County Farmers Market, the Nolensville Farmers Market, and the Franklin Farmers Market on the weekends. And we're happy to be of service to you and help you and get your health journey on the right track.
Thank you so much. The Rutherford County Farmers Market is open on Tuesdays and Fridays from 7 a.m. to 12 p.m. at 315 John R. Rice Boulevard in Murfreesboro until October 31st. This is
the Roundtable from News Radio WGNS on FM 101.9 and AM 1450 Murfreesboro, FM 100.5 Smyrna. Listen and watch at wgnsradio.com.
This is Bill Krause as we wrap up our visit this morning with Sheila Morris and Greg Gabbis from Tech Impact, a relatively new arrival to Middle Tennessee, but certainly with a long time record of high success. I would probably conclude that what did we pull out of this? This is certainly a wonderful opportunity to explore and involve in a entry through development level of technology in small classes and individual classes in terms of individual attention and opportunity to intern. It's a whole new dimension. But the beauty is no cost.
No cost.
I mean, that is unbelievable. When you begin to say, did I miss a line in the contract at the bottom? And it said, no, when you've made your first $100,000, 10% comes back as a carrying charge.
Well,
That
it's
would
not
be nice.
It's not in the contract, Bill, but thanks for suggesting that
Yes.
Absolutely.
people think about that.
And one more time, and I can't, this is not a commercial, so I've got to stress that, but this is something that I've had a lot of people with education coming before on our roundtable these last 3 years. But I would say this is one of those golden opportunities to get on the ground floor that if you're between the ages of 18 and 26, it is, it's a short period of time, but a long potential of opportunity that you would have. So final comments with the website or the email address one more time. But Final closeout comments from both Sheila and Greg.
Sure. First of all, tech is a great opportunity. If you're between 18 and 26 and are looking to start a career, look us up at techimpact.org.
One more time?
techimpact.org.
I think I will say that in my sleep.
And also, if there are any employers in the Middle Tennessee area, especially in Rutherford County, we need you to be an internship host site. We have students that are able to perform a number of functions dealing with networking, hardware, software, different types of troubleshooting issues. So if you are interested and if you are looking to have a project completed, or if you are looking for participation just so we can have our students demonstrate their technical skills and the soft skills that they've learned, please contact us. I can throw out my personal email address.
Please do.
It's really easy. Sheila at techimpact.org. SHEILA.
Not IE. You got to be sure the E's comes before the I.
Yes, because it's going to bounce back.
Yes.
So SHEILA at techimpact.org. We would love to have you.
And there's an interesting sidebar to that, is that you've already qualified the potential of that intern to the company. So they're not getting somebody, I hate to use the term off the street, but they're getting somebody who's already been qualified, reviewed, and identified as a potential excellent candidate.
Absolutely.
So you've done the work for them.
Yes. They're ready to go.
And full speed ahead.
Yes.
Well, it's been a great pleasure. In fact, I'm going to probably get back to you probably right after the first of the year, that you've already will have had 6 months plus experience in Middle Tennessee, to see how it's going, to see its opportunities, to see additions, changes, beginning records of your placements, and so forth. So thank you so much for coming, Sheila Morris. And even though my grandson graduated from Auburn, I will acknowledge you as a University of Alabama fan. And Greg Gavis, who's a longtime friend, associate, just a good person. And I have to say one comment before we adjourn about Greg. If Greg is the one you're talking to about the program at Tech Impact, Greg is a straight shooter. Greg is not a high-powered salesman. I'm going to sell you something. I'm going to make a deal. He has to sign the signature and what have you. Greg puts his life, his ethics, his passion, and his values into making sure that each and every person who comes to the doors and becomes a member is treated not only in a very motivating and polite way, but most importantly, a very ethical manner. And congratulations, both of you.
Thanks for the kind words, Bill.
Thank you for coming, and we will see you probably right after the beginning of 2026.
Thank you.